There was loss of life. We have multiple people who were killed in this incident. And I am sorry to have to report that one of them was a Boulder police officer. During this trying time, I would ask the media and the public to honor the privacy of the officer's family and his co-workers here at the police department. I will also share that we got tremendous support from our fellow law enforcement agencies, both in Boulder County, which some of them you see behind me, the FBI, ATF, and other Denver metro agencies. Without that quick response, we don't know if there would have been more loss of life. I can share with the public today, or this evening, that there is no ongoing public threat, that we do have a person of interest in custody. That person was injured during the incident and is being treated for the injuries.
Good evening. My name is Michael Doherty. I'm the District Attorney for Boulder County. This is a tragedy and a nightmare for Boulder County, and in response we have cooperation and assistance from local, state, and federal authorities. This will very much be a coordinated effort, and we will stand united in support of the victims and their families to ensure that justice is done. It's a very early stage in the investigation, as you've heard, and we have a lot of work to do, but we'll be giving out more information as that becomes available and as we nail down the facts here. As Commander Yamaguchi said, there is an individual in custody currently with multiple victims, and we'll be doing everything we can to fight for them and their families to make sure that we reach the right and just outcome. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Kelly McGannon, spokesperson for King Soopers. Our hearts are broken over this senseless act of violence. The entire King Soopers family offers our thoughts, prayers, and support to our associates, our customers, and first responders who so bravely responded to these acts of violence. We are working in full cooperation with local law enforcement and will be deferring all questions to them for the integrity of the investigation. Thank you.
Take a few questions.
Commander, can you tell us what happened?
So, as has already been mentioned, we're very early in the investigation. As Dion shared, that we responded here, officers were here within minutes of the initial 911 calls and entered the building very quickly.
Do you know any possible motive for this?
Very early in the investigation, we don't have any details that I can share at this point. There will be additional information released as it's gathered and it's appropriate to release, but that will come from the Boulder Police Department.
How many confirm the number of deaths, sir? Can you confirm the number of deaths?
When did the call come in?
Just before 3 o'clock?
Just before 3 o'clock today.
Can you tell us how many people have died?
We're very early in the investigation. We are still processing the scene.
Do you know if the shooter said anything as the shooter entered the building?
That will be part of the investigation.
What happened on 17th Street?
That was unrelated, we believe, to this incident.
Is there only one shooter?
We're still investigating.
Were there injuries in addition to those who were killed?
Were there injuries in addition to those who were killed?
So at this point, the only injured party we are aware of significant injury was the suspect. We know of no other serious injuries at this point.
Can you tell us the suspect?
No.
Commander, do you know if there was any relationship between the gunman and the people that were shot?
That will be part of the investigation.
When you say multiple fatalities, can you tell us how many?
No, we don't know. They're still processing the scene.
Do you know how many people were in the store at the time?
Don't know.
How many in the hospital? Multiple people in the hospital? Or dead?
Don't know how many are at the hospital currently. I know for sure there is one.
Commander, was there video of the video cameras that might have taped what happened?
That's all going to be part of the investigation.
Does this man have any connection at all to King Soopers or any of the workers?
I'm not aware of that. I don't know. That's part of the investigation.
Was your first call of a man and an active shooter in the parking lot, then it moved inside?
So I haven't had a chance to review any of those calls, and so I can't tell you in what order things were reported to us.
Was this man wearing military gear?
I'm sorry, I got two questions.
Military style, was he wearing military style gear during this?
Don't know. That'll be part of the investigation.
What about the weapon?
Don't have information on that. As I said, the crime scene folks have just very recently entered the crime scene to start processing it.
Is the shirtless guy the person of interest? The shirtless man who was seen taken out in handcuffs and put in an ambulance?
Speculating of who you're talking about, I can't confirm that. I don't.
Commander, not to be critical, but it's been more than 3 hours since you got the call. You can't tell us how many people are dead?
I don't have that information right now.
Does anybody?
That'll be part of the investigation.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.